Hot dog. Ugh. Hey guys, it's Brian again from Weird World War News. It is a Friday afternoon. It's about 2:30 here, local time, and it's hot as the hell outside. It's about 110 outside, guys. 103. That's just the straight temperature. That's not all the evil floating around. Ooh, it is a hot one today, guys. It's been hot like this for 3 months. Nothing new. Had to switch from my Jack and Coke to water if I want to fucking survive. Oh man. So Friday night or Friday afternoon, did everything I needed to do, and it's now time to do some painting. Oh man, where are my glasses at? Shit. I'm gonna have to go find my glasses. If anybody's on, see if you can hear me and see me. Touch me, feel me. Yeah, that's not how I said it. But I'll be right back. I go get my glasses, guys. Okay, hold on a second. I don't have any pants on. All right, I'm back. I'm back for the attack. Well, I'm still hammering away here at Mini Warmut's his painting challenge. Man, I've painted I probably painted like 40, probably 40 minis, at least 40 minis this month, an 8 day in a week. Woo, man, I'm kicking it. I've got in front of me. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more Japs, and I'll have all my about 99% of all my Imperial Japanese Army painted up. I'm actually working on some of their artillery too. I've got I think this is a Type 1. Type 1. That is a 70 millimeter? No, that's like a 40 millimeter anti-tank gun. Okay. 40 millimeter. Ooh. They're used to shooting at Chinese tanks. That ain't gonna cut it when you're going up against. Well, hell, that'll rip through a M4, M3, easy. I'm working on these damn Type 70, Type 98s, whatever these 70 millimeter little howitzers that Warlord makes, dude. These guys piss me off. No instructions on how to put it together. It's fiddly as hell. I don't know what the hell. It doesn't fit. You got to make them fit. It's kind of silly. It's a little ridiculous, but whatever. You work with what you got. So you work with what you got. So I just painted up a couple Japanese suicide guys. They have like some satchel charges in their hands. They're going to give their enemy a big hug. They're like running at them like, oh, I've got something for you. Man, what a way to go, huh? In the name of the Emperor. Well, if you want to play World War II, like if you're a 40K player, want to play World War II, and you're being a Marine Imperial, you can just play Japanese, man. They wouldn't be super soldiers. They definitely be cannon fodder and fight blindly for some emperor that doesn't even know they exist. But is the way of their culture at the time. It's been one hell of a culture shock when they got defeated and the emperor stood down and basically no longer a god on earth. And it's like, yeah, don't worry about all that shit I used to say for generations and generations. We're gonna do something different now. Tiki, what's up, dude? I saw your little blurb on one of the Facebook groups about what do they got some new shit coming down the pipe? Some K-47 stuff. So check this out, man. I can't give you the names, but I talked to one of the guys that's working with Warlord on the K-47 project, and it looks like they might be going toward a like grim dark like setting, kind of like a post-atomic war. Making it like, I guess, appeal to kind of like the 40K-ish kind of players. What do you think of that? What do you? That's the rumor. What do you think about that? Do you think that? Do you think that's a good fit for Weird World War II, Gothic horror, or Gothic sci-fi, or post-apocalyptic? Do you think maybe they'll lose the whole I don't know, World War II feel? It'll be more like a post-apocalyptic, maybe Road Warrior-ish or something set in the 1940s? Or do you think they'll still be like armies per se fighting it out? I mean, I don't know, dude. I'll be honest with you. I think Weird World War II is such a strange genre, and I'll tell you why. It's not quite sci-fi. It's not quite horror. But it has all of that in it too. It's not quite historical, but it has all that in there. I think a lot of people, but I mean, you got all these bolt action guys, right? They gotta figure out a way to get those bolt action players to play K-47. That's it. If they were to do that, if they get like just half of the bolt action players playing K-47, dude, it would be fucking a total successful game. But I don't know how they're gonna do it. If they go gimmick and do like, oh, let's pander to the 40K crowd, they could get some of them that way. They're not, man. The 40K guys are already doing their 40K with 40K. It is. And that's why it's so great, is so you can do anything with it. But again, I think a lot of like fair weather gamers, I don't know if they have, I don't know if they have the mentality to just, I don't know. I don't know. It just I've seen Weird World War II evolve over the years, man, and it's a hard sell. A lot of people don't get it. They're not sure what to do with it when they have it. And a lot of these companies, I mean, you have Westwind, Darkson Designs, Dust, K-47. You have some smaller companies doing it, and that no one's quite found the big niche yet. I'm not sure how do you get historical guys playing mechs with their historical stuff. That's the trick. How do you convince those historical guys to break bad or to break weird? That's the trick. It's true. It's true. And again, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Most of their stuff, I mean, even if you couldn't get like the exact models, it's still the common Weird World War II tropes. You got, vampire monsters, werewolves, zombies. I mean, if you had to, you could find that stuff pretty readily available in different lines or generic lines. The walkers, you can easily use like 1/48 scale, like sci-fi Gundams if you had to. I mean, it's just there's not a lot of really unique units. Tesla weaponry. At least the look. But yeah, I mean, I man, look, it for Warlord, they got to figure out how to get those bolt action players to play. They've got an audience just sitting there waiting. They just got to somehow tap into that group and convince them to start playing. And I'll be honest with you. I think some of the walkers are kind of weak. The design, they got some pretty cool stuff. I like their werewolf dudes, and I like their night Jaeger guys, and I love the Russian have the original heavy armor of the Russians, of the Soviets. Man, that's badass. The Japanese kind of those like bucket head dudes. Those are cool as shit. And a lot of the American walkers, or the Allied walkers, are pretty cool. But I think the Soviet walkers are weak. I don't think they're very good designs. But that's just my opinion. Oh my god, yeah, dude. I mean, the price, and listen, their stuff has gone up like dramatically, dude. Like bad. And I don't know why. It's almost like, it's probably just they probably make that K-47 like they'll cast on demand, maybe. That's why it's so expensive. They're not making precast, they're just casting it when they need to, or some shit. I don't know, man. But it has gone up in price. I don't know why. But I think if they, I mean, and look, and no hit to, Clockwork Goblin and stuff. I mean, they started it all, and they kind of gave it a look and whatever. And again, I like some of their stuff, but some of the stuff I'm not a big fan of. But when's the last time they had a new unit or a vehicle? You know what I mean? Um, or a new faction. I know they came out with like fascist Italians and free Italians, and I don't know, come up with some Greeks or something. Really, that's cool. That's the thing. It's like they've got their claws into the retail market. With the so if a company, if a business is carrying bolt action, I don't see it being a big leap for them to throw down with K-47. You know what I mean? But man, they got to get those prices down, dude. I mean, I don't know. It's expensive. And then if you're buying from England, oh my god, dude, forget it. I'm telling you, the days of like, shipping internationally for like nothing is done. It's fucking done. We're gonna go back to like distributors and stuff, like the North American distributor, buy it from there, that kind of shit. But we're gonna just pay a modified version of the. It'll be like probably the same. It'll be a push. It'll probably be, increased. The price will be increased. And it'll be basically buying from the UK anyway. That's how they do it. It seems like. But yeah, shipping is. You got the VAT, and don't they do like? Is Warlord like a percentage? I don't know if Warlord does that, but I know like God, who was it? Like I want to say Artisan might do that, or Copplestone. One of the bigger British companies pretty much say like 10% or 5% of the total value of your order is your shipping. I'm like, what? What the fuck? Where'd they come from that? And then you got to pay for the VAT, their value added tax shit, and whatever. But yeah, it's expensive, man. It's really expensive. Nerd, what's up, buddy? Oh, that's cool. They demoed a game at their open day at the HQ. Well, that's good. That's good. They got some good stuff, man. One thing I thought was pretty cool was that like the American Native American game. I thought that was an interesting idea, but I don't think it took off. I don't think it hit the mark. But I would have liked to pick some of the monsters up, and I would have used that in my Weird War II, like the Quetzalcoatl or whatever, the Incan like flying lizard thing, Q, the winged lizard. If you're a Larry Cohen fan, I ordered a lot from TT Combat. Oh yeah, you gotta. I just watched them, dude. They do like a live show on Fridays. I watched their live show. They were talking about like free game systems. They're talking like Blackwater Gulch is like a weird war western. It's like for free. It sounded pretty cool. I've played quite a bit of Weird West before. It's pretty fun. That's where you can really dive into like the Native American stuff, Wendigo and Skinwalkers, and the ghosts, the Hunger Ghosts, and all the weird monsters, the swamp apes and the Bigfoot and all that shit, Chupacabra and jackalopes, whatever crazy shit. Oh yeah, yeah. So that's another good thing about Weird War II is you can take from so many different different systems and integrate them into your gaming. Like Reaper's bone. I got tons of Reaper Bones stuff. They make a lot of generic kind of monsters that would fit. Like we were just talking about the deep. Like Wednesday, I was talking about the deep ones in use of the deep ones as a faction in your Weird War, and Reaper makes a fantastic set of bones, deep ones for like nothing. And they're big and bulky. Like they're really good. They're really really good. Dust has some excellent Migos. Now you can get some of the hey nerd. I think there's some Migos, aren't there, on like Colts for Dust? I want to say some guy did some STLs of those Migo like champions with like the guns. I played Carnival, yeah. I've seen that. I've seen a few games. Oh yeah, hell yeah! I got some good succubus minis from Reaper, the big boobied ones, big naked booby ones. I'll have to send you a. I did some battle reports of like a succubus in a Weird War game. It was pretty good. Yeah, Romanovich has been upgrading 3D scans for dust kits. Yeah, dude, he's pretty good. I think there's another guy on. If that's not the guy, there's another guy that kind of makes his own kind of dust stuff. He did like some of these little like they almost look like the robots from Silent Running. They're like little Japanese robots, and he did some like modification. But he does the bodies of like the Mickey and the Luther. But he charges his stuff. He it's not too bad. It's not too expensive. I can't remember his name now. Maximum DT. I'll have to see. Oh, is that the new guy? Kind of like he just kind of started because I want to say I've talked to him on Facebook a few times. There's another guy. He's making like a T Rex, like a 3D an STL with a T Rex with like a platform with like a gun system on it, like a World War II thing. He was on our Weird World War II group on Facebook. That looked interesting. I think he's doing some like straight World War II stuff, but I think he kind of dived in a little bit of weird. Yeah, you guys say so. Hut, go to Colts. I think it's like Colts.com or whatever. And look up nerd's nerd. He's our buddy. He does some great shit, and it's free. And Maximum DT, and then you said Roman Ovich. Check those out. They do dust stuff, but it's all weird lore. You can integrate it into your gaming. Man, those dust mechs are fucking beautiful, dude. Woo, I love them. Love them. Love them to death. I just we're in our second phase. We just played all of the original Dust Tactics coffin box. Played all that out, and we played Operation Cyclone, and we played Operation Victory Bridge, which is from the second box set. But now we're about to do Operation CeeLo, and there's a couple of units I need to buy. But I found the German like attack apes, like apes with power fists, and the zombies on Colts, and I found the bodies for the upgraded like two-legged walkers that are more like they're not riveted. They're more like they look more modern. I can't remember what they're called. But I found that, and I've got and I found one of the guys does the bodies for the honey. It almost looks like a fucking motorcycle walker. There's no armor on it. It's just a dude like riding it like a motorcycle. I found that body so you can make the honey and the wildfire, I think is what it's called. But I need to find the only things I need from that block of dust is some of the American heavy armor guys. But yeah, check that out, Tiki. If you haven't been to Colts, swing over there. If you don't have any STL, if you don't have like a printer or something, man, some of those guys, you can get guys to print your shit for you. In fact, one of our sponsors, Weird World War II sponsors, Coveted Forge, we have a discount with them, and they're fucking awesome, dude. Just talk to them. Say, hey, I got some STLs coming from Weird World War II. They'll probably hook you up, dude. And they'll definitely print for you. You just shoot them the STLs, and they'll print it for you. And they'll probably give you a good price. Their printing is fantastic, man. Crisp. No, I have never had any issues. I've got a lot of their stuff. Never had any issues with their stuff. But yeah. Oh, you do some printing? Okay. BioShocks type model. Oh yeah, like the dudes with the big like diver helmets. I've never played the game, but I know what it is. That'd be sweet, dude. You should have like, aren't those like phase Japanese dudes, kind of like underwater guys too? To kind of phase through the ship holes and stuff. You should have like underwater combat. Like between, like in underwater, you'd have like a 3-dimensional battlefield, dude. That's what's cool. Like, they're floating. It's kind of like space combat. It's a 3-dimensional. It's not a 2-dimensional. It's 3-dimensional. That'd be pretty cool. Dudes swimming around and shit. We were talking about that Wednesday too, about using deep ones, because I have the deep ones army and I have a army of Atlantis, and that'd be a cool like throwdown. Maybe get some Nazi frogmen in there, combat swimmers, and some American DDT crews down there and whatever. That'd be cool. Have a big it'd be like Moonraker but in the water. Or no, Thunderball. That's a great scene. The movie's pretty mediocre, but that underwater battle between Spectra and was it the Marines or the Navy? That was fucking awesome. That was worth the movie itself. I love me some James Bond. Well, I don't know. The old James Bond. I don't know about this new shit. They're emasculating our manly men. But yeah, so Nerd, you doing some painting? Yeah, Thunderball had the big underwater battle. That was cool. James Bond has some pretty cool, scenes. I love Moonraker. That space battle was fucking awesome. And Thunderball's underwater. What else I have? Yeah, that's some good stuff. That's when they're going bigger and bigger and bigger in their battles. That's great. Oh yeah, dude. So check this out. My father was a huge fan of James Bond when he was growing up in the '60s, in the '50s, or I think the '50s and whatever they were written. But yeah, he had them all, like the original paperbacks. So I inherited all those, man, and I read them all. I've read like all of the original like 1960 paperbacks or whatever whenever they came out. They were my pops, and dude, they were. I mean, I threw them out not too long ago because they all just like they were like they were like printed on pulp, and they were just rotting, dude. It was a shame, man, because the covers were all coming off and the pages were slipping out of the binding, and man, I was like, damn, that sucks. So, but yeah, those are cool books. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the old like the men's magazines of like the 50s and 60s, like like men and men only and swank, when they had all the like pulp story before they came porno, that's way before they became porno. They were doing like pulp like adventure stories and shit. Oh man, they're great. And the artwork, and like inspires me. That's how I want to play my games, man. Are those old, 50s pulp magazine covers. Those are great. Big boob chicks, like Filipino commando chicks, like blowing up like Japanese destroyers in the bay, and you have like the pretty French resistance girls like blowing up a dam or some shit. That's awesome. Trying to save some like French resistance guys trying to save like down like U.S. pilots or some shit. That's some good stuff. Many many of our games have been inspired by some of those stories. I thought about doing like doing like a mission book about like that, like 12 scenarios that are taken from those magazines. Like and it'll give you a chance to go buy like sexy models, go give you a chance to go buy maybe some like scenery and some like other units that you normally wouldn't, like if you don't play Japanese, you don't have to go buy a whole Japanese army, because it'd be like a skirmish game, and give you a chance to branch out and do some different shit. That'd be cool. Yeah, dude, both of those guys were OSS. I just watched the Great Escape today, and freaking shit, swim blank. Ah, the uh, the guy that was in Halloween as Loomis, dude, what the fuck? Um, anyway, he was in the Great Escape, right? He was actually shot down in World War II, and he was in the RAF. He was a part of, I think it was a bomber crew, part of the bomber crew, and he was in prison. He was in a prisoner, a POW camp for like 3 years. Um, God, Donald Pleasance. Yeah, he was an actual dude. So Charles Durning, okay, this guy, he's a big character actor. Did a lot of stuff with Burt Reynolds, right? Big guy, usually big chubby guy. Been in a bunch of shit, but that motherfucker was like, I think he was a Marine, or no, he was a paratrooper or some shit, right? And this guy like did some heavy like close combat killing and like 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 really like hardcore combat, man. And he got like, I think he got the distinguished he got the what he got the Distinguished Service Cross, and he got the Silver Star a couple times, and he got yeah, so everything, everything except the Congressional Medal of Honor. But yeah, he never talked about it. He just but the guy was like a beast. It's crazy. So the guy that was in the Night of the Scarecrow. The creepy postman was in real life a fucking badass. So what do you got? You got the weekend free, Tiki? You saving some time for yourself? I know you say you've been going hardcore with school and work. Gotta find that balance, man. It's hard, dude. Finding that balance is definitely not easy. Definitely not easy. Overtime. Damn. What do you do if you don't mind me asking? Hopefully it's not digging ditches or some shit. That would suck. That's what I was doing in college, dude. I was fucking installing sprinkler systems and building fences and Jesus. I did that for like a year, right? In the summer, actually. Oh my god, that almost killed me. And I actually did some like I made like ducting for air conditioning units in the like new apartment buildings. Oh my god, dude. Covered in aluminum, like or not aluminum, but like I can't even talk today. Like insulation was like everywhere oh dude, it was a fucking nightmare. Nightmare. Then I did a year of I would apply for these like phone banks, like working for these credit card companies. And they always had like paid training, right? So there'd be like 2 weeks of paid training, just learning their system and learning however to do whatever. And then I quit. I just go to the next one. Sucks. Oh, command and control for traffic and transit. Ooh. Are you gonna be a civil engineer or something? Like working with the city, like city planning and that kind of stuff? I got a buddy, Omen. You've probably seen him on the channel. He does that. He's like but he works for the Army Corps of Engineers, and he like tells people that hey, you're living in a floodplain, dumbass. It's not gonna work. Okay, right on. Working for the DOT. Yep, man, that's got to be a rough job. Like those guys out there right now in the heat, working dude. If it continues like this, if this is our if this is the norm now, right, in the world that we live in, dude, they're gonna have to start construction like at night. They're gonna have to start working at night. I mean, think about that. If it's gonna be like this, like for now on, whatever, um, you can't sustain that, man. You're gonna kill those crews. They're not gonna be able to maintain that, and just the level of like energy needed during the day to keep everybody cool, like in schools and like businesses and shit. I'm telling you, man, we might transfer to a night society instead of having brownouts everywhere. If that starts happening, I'm for that shit. I don't give a shit. I feel for those guys out there in the fucking like laying concrete or doing roofing and asphalt and shit, dude. That is rough work, man. That's rough work, just normal. Then you add the heat, Jesus. Yeah, I don't see how those roofers can do it. Like the guys. I'm not talking like applying like roof planks or tiles. I'm talking about the guys swabbing tar on like industrial like rooftops, dude. Those tar slingers, man. That's a whole new breed. It's a unique breed, but it's like a breed that's like we need a fucking job. We got families, fucking hardworking motherfuckers. Give them props. So I'm looking at this like looking at these Japanese suicide guys. They've got some sort of like I don't know what it is. It's almost like a ceramic, like a, almost, it looks like a fucking eggplant with like some string on the bottom of it. I don't know if it's a malt. It might be some sort of heat round, or I don't know what the fuck it is. I need to look that up and see what the hell that is. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like, see in his hand, it's like a ball with like some string, like as like maybe a tail. It's kind of like maybe it's like kind of like those German. Remember the Germans had those heat grenades? It looked like a weird looking stick grenade, and when you threw it, it like these like kind of like this. I don't know what you call it, like a umbrella aperture or whatever, like a fins or wings would pop out, and then it would help it guide it, and if it had to hit like on a flat surface to get the heat charge to work right, and it's like a shape charge thing, but I don't know. This doesn't look like that. This almost looks like a fucking. It almost looks like a sticky bomb, maybe, or I don't know. Well, I'm gonna look that shit up real quick. An EFP. I don't think it might be. I don't think the Japs had. I don't think the Japanese had any heat rounds. I don't think a lawn dart. It's fucking true, dude. Maybe a lawn dart extends like during flight. Hey, Matt, what's up, man? Hello from France. He's from France. What's going on, dude? Yeah, the Germans had those heat grenades. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. And then they had the big magnetic mines, the big old son of a. And then they had the big like round ones that were like massive. Those are more like for fortifications and shit. But yeah, a lot of the Germans. Well, that's true. I mean, they were supposedly allies that they would, good to see you, man. Matt, it's good to have you, dude. I'm trying to do some shows like earlier in the day if I can, because I know the time difference. And I know there's a lot of Weird War weirdos in Europe that I'd like to, try to interact with too. Yeah, everybody. Matt, he is. You don't mind me calling you Matt. He does the dust. The big. He has got a big dust channel. It's mostly in French, but you guys did that English one, which I appreciate the nod to me and Mel. It was cool. You guys are great. 22-hour, huh? Right on. Oh, okay. So earlier you might have missed this. Nerd and me were talking about dust. I don't know if you do any 3D printing, but on Colts, it's a website. There's a bunch of a nerd's nerd. You may know. He does a bunch of free STLs, and a lot of it is dusted out. It's fantastic. So nerd, a nerd's nerd is what his thing is. And then we were talking about who else were we talking about? Nerd. We were talking about. Let me see if I can move up in the chat. Okay. Tomic. Okay, right on. Oh, okay, that's cool. The unofficial stuff. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because a lot of times they'll put their their STLs and let people know that they're doing it. I saw that Paolo ended up he's working with Cool Mini or Not. That's cool. I had talked to him. I talked to him for I don't know several months before the news. I knew Dust was. I knew that Dust was going out. He was telling me that he sold it off, but he couldn't tell me who he sold it off to. I'm not surprised that Cool Mini or Not bought it. I don't know if I like those Dust minis that they came up with. They did kind of like that. They did kind of like that, like a Kickstarter almost, or like a pre-buy, and you get like a comic or something with it. I don't know, man. They didn't look very World War II-ish, that's for sure. They looked more like California. California people dressed up in World War II stuff. I don't know. I I mean, I'm all about like, you know, all sorts of different, you know, people and stuff in the conflict, but it just looked, I don't know, it didn't have, it's definitely not going to be like the dust that we're used to. It'll be more like, I think it'll be more like a zombicide kind of skirmish thing, maybe. I don't know. They seem to be making all sorts of weird shit for their zombicide. They did like Monty Python, like the TV show, and they did like Eddie from Iron Maiden, and I'm just like for their zombicide. I'm like, what? Maybe I can understand Eddie because you know he's like an undead thing, I guess. But like, you know, the Bureau of Funny Walks. I mean, I don't know. It's just that's different. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like one like the one girl had like shaved side, you know, and it just like the hairdos seemed a little like 21st century, and I mean, I don't know. And I think they run pretty big, don't they? The Cool Mini or Not stuff. I think their stuff run really big. Like we're talking like Marvel like protocol size, I think. That's pretty big. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I haven't heard anything from them about Dust at all since kind of well, okay, this is where I knew that there was going to be problems. So they had a live video of like the you know, they had like the writer of the comic was on there, and then there was like the PR girl, right? Or whatever. And dude, and then there was like I think the like one of the produce I don't know, the guy who wrote the comic seemed to know his shit, right? And he was talking about dust and da 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 da. But the girl who was supposed to like be in charge of plugging it and like you know getting people excited, she didn't know shit, man. She was just kind of like she should have read a little bit or did a little research before she got on this live feed and tried to sell the new dust stuff to people. And it was kind of embarrassing. And I'm like, yeah, looks like they're not going to be putting a lot of time or effort into it. And then they went. I mean, the startup cost is pretty cool. It was like what $30 or some shit. But then the shipping was like another like 50 or $40. I'm like, nope, not for me. I'll wait for it to show up in a like Amazon or something because that shipping is. I know they're in were they in Indonesia or some shit, or I think they're somewhere in the South Pacific. I think it's Indonesia. Is where Cool Mini or Not is based at a manufactured at a. I'm sure they have offices all over, but I think that's the thing. Yeah, it was like the postage was more than the whole like pre-package. I'm like, what? That's not very smart. You know, I don't know, marketing right there. Because I was gonna buy it. I'm like, you know, they're mediocre. You know, it's just more shit. World War II that I could use, whatever. So I was gonna dive into it. And then when I got to the shipping screen, I'm like, what? No, no. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Is there any other? So we're talking about dust, right? Is there any other like kind of official or, I know, was it Ammo Drop still has some product, right? But they got most of the like, you know, painted stuff, so it's pretty pricey, you know. And I've never ordered from Ammo Drop, so I mean, Matt, you might be able to get something cheaper because you guys are just, don't you guys share a border? They're out of Spain, or no, they're out of Italy. Are they out of Italy or Spain? I can't remember where Ammo Drop is out of. But I was thinking maybe you might be able to get some out of there cheaper, being closer. But I don't know. I don't know how it worked. I mean, you're all part of the EU, aren't you? You're supposed to have those. But yeah, so I know they're doing stuff. But is there any other cool places to get like, STL stuff, or other than like the ones we already know about. So I'm always up for looking for. I'm really looking for. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if I wasn't a hobbyist, I might pay that price. So because I wouldn't paint it. I just like play it. But I'm a hobbyist, so I like to build shit and make it my own and stuff. So I don't know if I'd pay that premium price for the. I mean, the paint jobs ain't bad, but yeah, I just rather do it myself. I'm a cheapskate, so so Matt, you had a hell. It looks like you guys had a hell of a summer, man. You guys were on vacation and stuff. That's great, dude. I can't remember the last time I took my kids on vacation, dude. Your little one was super happy. That's great, dude. And your wife, man, you guys look great. Look like you guys had a lot of fun. That's awesome. Oh, you guys Army are fantastic, man. I love your wife's like her Japanese. They're all like anime and stuff, and Mel gets a big kick out of that too. She's like, first thing she says, "Oh my god, I love it! Paint mine up like that." I'm like, "What? Paint your own?" God, I got a million things I gotta paint myself. You guys seem pretty talented, both of you, in your endeavors. Looks like you had a hell of a fucking. You had that. So if you guys don't know, Matt threw a big like dust event in it was Paris, right? Paris. Looks like you had a pretty good turnout, dude. Looks like you have a pretty good big crew, dust crew out there. That's pretty sweet. It's good to see that you guys are still playing it. I saw on your channel that you guys were thinking about doing some dabbling into like what 40K. I think it was 40K or something like that. I think shit, I don't know. My brain is like mush nowadays. I can't remember. I can barely remember my name sometimes. I'm just like Brian. Is that who I am? Do you play any other like weird? Do you use your dust stuff for anything else? Like maybe some other weird war or some sci-fi or anything? You guys play Dust 1947, right? Because like we've been playing like right now we're playing Dust Tactics, like the original system. So it's a little different than like the Dust 1947 or the Dust Warfare or anything like that. It's the earlier rules. I haven't read the Dust 1947 rules. I have them, but I haven't read them. We were basically just play out the whole system, and then when we get to it, that's when I'll read it and stuff. So that'd be kind of cool. Oh, you play bolt action? Okay. Oh, silver bayonet. See, look at you, you weirdo. You're playing bolt action. You're playing silver bayonet. That's another weird war. Right on. You're playing a lot of stuff. That's cool. Oh, you play Dust Warfare too, nerd. Okay. Is it fun? Again, I haven't read it because I wanted to wait until we get there in the progression of Dust. But I have the rule book. I mean, it seems seems pretty simple. Man, you got a lot of stuff. You went full blown gamer, dude. You went like give it all, give me it all. What's big in France, man? Like what does like every store have? Is it the same like across the world? GW and Magic? Is that pretty much what everything's being like everywhere else? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's unfortunate that the brick and mortars. There's so many games out there, guys. It's just like it's so sad that a lot of them just if it's not like GW or Mantic or Osprey, you're screwed. But I guess that's what sells. That's what's in the shops. It's like a vicious cycle, man. It's like we're not going to get anything new if the shops aren't carrying anything new, and then like they got to sell the stuff that everybody knows about. I don't know. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. So what armies do you play? So Matt, what armies do you play in bolt action? You should you should dive in a little bit into the K-47 realm if you play bolt action. Tiki the Hut, he's a big K-47 nut. He's got a pretty cool channel starting up. But yeah, it's not too far. I mean, I've played K-47. It's pretty close to bolt action. There's some pretty good additional rules in it that I think would make bolt action a lot better, actually. But it wouldn't take any leap to jump from bolt action to K-47. You know, if you know that system, you'll definitely know K-47. Yeah, at the con pictures, Matt, you had there's that other channel out by you that does uh Dust. I can't remember. He's the guy with the big beard and the tattoos. He's got a pretty big entourage with his channel. That was cool to see you on his channel and stuff. That's awesome. I love when people guest star from different channels on each other's channel. I think that's cool. Yeah, that's it. They seem like characters, man. They seem like a lot of fun. Are you guys close, like in distance from each other? It's funny. We think in like we don't. Sometimes we don't think about like distances. France is pretty big, but shit, I think Texas is almost big as France, dude. It takes me a week to just get out of the damn state. I'm like in the center of Texas, so it's like if I go north, south, east, or west, it's the same distance. Get the hell out of it. Yeah, from like are you guys like too far? I mean, you guys get some gaming in, or you guys close by to each other? Hour and a half. That's not bad. It's not bad for like committing for like a day or an evening or afternoon or something. That wouldn't be too bad of a drive. I don't think. Hell, I mean, you guys use trains and stuff. Would you use a train or would you drive to it? I know a lot of like when I watch a lot of these British guys, when they go to like cons and stuff, they always take the train. I'm like, dude, we got nothing like that in the States, man. I mean, we do. We have like Amtrak, which is like our train system, but it's really it's nothing like the European trains and stuff. By car, yeah, like I think that's in general with public transportation. I mean, it's nice to have if you need it, but you'd rather just have control of it. Drive yourself because the thing is with that stuff is just it takes longer. You end up your trip. Add another couple hours to it because you got to do the different stops and they got to you know whatever it might be, holdovers or it's the train's late or whatever. So it just seems like it's probably. I mean, I know a lot of people don't have vehicles or something like that. That's why they have to do it. But like, if you do have a vehicle, I would think driving would be just as easy. easier. Public transportation can be interesting though. It can be interesting. Woo! It is. It can be interesting. It can be weird. Definitely be weird. But Matt, what armies do you have for bolt action? Like World War II stuff. Do you play the French? I've got I plan on buying a platoon of French infantry from I think I'm gonna buy the artisan design French. I think those look fantastic. I've already bought Polish. I got a platoon of Polish. I need to buy some Dutch. I know was it shit, not cobblestone. Somebody makes Dutch infantry, and I'd like to get a Dutch platoon. Yeah, I'm sure Perry is pretty busy. Busy, busy, busy. Just like any major city. My God. Do you ever make it to, hell, you guys can go to like, the UK. Do they have any pretty? I've seen you guys in some of your Facebook pictures where you guys are like, at Comic Cons and stuff like that. Are there some gaming cons in the region that you live that you can like enjoy or maybe even host? I try to, I try to. So this is funny. So there's a big con, like one of the biggest cons in Texas is called Millennium Con, and it's nothing but minis, man. It's nothing but miniature gaming, and well, not just mini, but gaming, right? And most of it is not mainstream. Most of it is like old games that are out of production or people that have created their own stuff. It is fantastic, dude. It is. But I usually host some weird war gaming during those during that con, and so I always wonder if like you fellow Weird War weirdos are like trying to plug like Dust or K-47 at the cons and stuff that you guys, might have in the area, if you have any cons. I know the Brits have all sorts of cons. It seems like every weekend there's a big British like gaming convention. I don't know. Again, me being ignorant to the times and stuff it takes to get around. But I mean, it's my understanding that most of Europe is connected relatively. You guys can get around pretty easily. Wondering if you guys partake in other countries' conventions and stuff. Yeah, man, I tell you, with my little ones, I was a big comic book fan, right? And we used to go to comic conventions all the time. And we take the kids with us, and oh my god, they freaking loved it. And then like it's funny because like all the celebrities that are there, if you got kids, like you got cute kids, they're like, oh my god, look at that kid, and it's so funny. I remember Erin Gray. She's like the girl from Buck Rogers, the old Buck Rogers show. Um, and Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. They were at a show one day, and they're sitting next to each other, like at the whatever. And my kids, my son was dressed up like Captain America, and he's like 2 or he's 3. And my daughter's newborn, and she's dressed up like Wonder Woman. And oh my god, they were just loving on those kids. It was so funny. Got some good pictures of them with Lynn Carter and Gray. Good times. Good family times. Lynn Carter and Gray. Good times. Good family times. So Tiki, you got. I know, nerd, you got kids. I think you told me you had kids. Do you got kids, Tiki? I got kids that don't want anything to do with wargaming. I've been cursed. My kids are like, nope, Dad, not interested in any of that. I'm not interested in your toy soldiers. I want to play, video games or write weird fan fiction with my friends. It's funny. Kids and their screens. Is that worldwide? The kids with their screens, their little laptops or their tablets or phones, talking to all their friends online, and it is here, man. So you guys being bolt action players, some of you guys out there, you guys have you guys ever bought any of their like support weapons, like their artillery and stuff? Because man, I am not having fun messing with these artillery pieces. They don't fit together. You gotta like, there's no instructions. It's pissing me off is what it's doing. I don't even know how that fits on there. That is, yeah. Like that. Maybe shit. I don't know what the hell. Maybe that way. That doesn't look right. I don't. Shit. Shit. Ugh. So, anybody got any cool plans this weekend? Any gaming or any events or anything? It's so damn hot here, guys. We can't go outside. You go outside, you're like in any, geez. I mean, we're all down in water just to keep from drying out and blowing away. Oh, did you add some stuff on Discord? Am, am I on your Discord or are you on the Weird War II Discord? I need to learn Discord a little bit better. A bit more. It's weird though. Discord's weird. Just set up kind of strange. I'm not quite sure how it all works. To be honest with you, I'm swinging over there checking that out. If you're talking about the Weird War II one, I'm swing. If you guys get a chance, swing over. Let's see what we got here. Weird War to the minis section. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, you took inventory? Wow, that's a bunch of stuff. Looks like you got. I can't really see it. Is there like a make them bigger? Very cool. Look at all that stuff. You got Brits, some sort of Commonwealth right there, and what else you got? Oh man, that's a beauty Frostgrave setup you got there. Nice. Are those don't look like MDF? Are those paper or are those like a plastic? That's a nice setup, dude. Very cool. You guys go check out the Weird World War II Discord, and in the Weird World War II mini section, Matt's thrown up a bunch of cool pics that he has. That's awesome, dude. Those are some beauty buildings, dude. Those look great. Are they cardboard like paper? They look like they might be paper. Oh, battle system. Yeah, yeah, dude. So there's a guy. He does. He wrote a minis game. Like a what was it called? God, I am so bad. My brain is just not working today, guys. I cannot think of anything today. Let me find that real quick so you guys know what I'm talking about. A set of rules. It's like a horror. It's like a horror rule system. But he's done his rule system. He's done a bunch of weird World War II like horror games. And let me find it. I want to give him the credit he's due here. Um, it is Fear of the Dark. Is his skirmish game. Okay, great. But he uses it's cool because in his battle reports, his Weird World War II one, they're all like indoors. A lot of it's indoors, and he uses a lot of that battle system stuff because it's like you have like those big interior like sets. Man, they look awesome on the tabletop. They look fantastic. Are they hard to mess with? I mean, do they come like, do you have to like glue it on to like a harder material, or does it come like with really thick like cardboard already? Because I've always wanted, because that's one thing I have lacking is like indoor terrain, like scenery, like big structures, like the indoors of them. I have a lot of buildings building. I have like a lot of like miniature building authority stuff. Plastic clip. Okay, that's cool, man. They've the battle system has got some really cool sets, and I've almost pulled the trigger on a couple of them, but I've never done them, so I was hesitant on like because I've never seen them done, like built, and I haven't really seen them in person. But like the pictures and the videos and stuff that I've seen with them in it, they look fantastic, man. They're not too bad. The pricing isn't too bad either. I mean, it looks pretty good. Are they durable? Like gaming wise, did they hold up pretty well? Looks like they would. I don't see why they wouldn't. Let's see. Hell yeah, dude. It only took you 9 years. Hey man. Hey, it got done, right? You got it done. So you're good. You're good. Now be careful, guys. You know the rules, right? If you finish everything in your lead pile or your honey to-do list, if everything's done and everything's completed and everything's good, you're a dead man. That's when you die, when everything's finished. So you always got to have something. You're a dead man. That's when you die, when everything's finished. So you always got to have something that's not quite finished or hasn't, just for your own safety. We don't want you kicking off. You're like, yeah, I have finished everything. Yeah. Dead man. Fatality. But yeah. I've been like, Mini Warmut has started up this painting challenge thing for this month. And it's just a fun one. There's no prizes or any kind of, it's not really a contest or anything. But I'm like, hell yeah, I painted like 40 minis, guys. That is unheard of for me. It's rare I pay 40 minis a year, let alone a week. God. I'm like, I'm enjoying, and then I'm really enjoying this like like getting online and talking with Nerd and you guys, just bullshitting. I really enjoy it. It's like we're all kind of like hanging at the bar, having a beer, just talking about whatever. It's cool that like, we got people from France, America, England, New Zealand, Australia. Um, it's cool. It's just, we're able to do that. It's pretty amazing actually. I consider you all my pals, and it's just cool to think about. We're all just across the planet doing the same thing. It's fun. I'm working on some Japanese flamethrower guys. No, these are the assault group. They have a line of World War II stuff. It's beautiful, man. It's really, really good. The assault group or tag. Who's that? Hold on a second, guys. I think someone's at the door. I'll be right back. I don't have any pants on, so I'm gonna have to turn this camera. I'll be back. Oh, is that you? You okay? Oh, I was just online. All right, I'm back, guys. Mel was trying to do some she was trying to hang something on the wall. You know how that works. It's like, here, do this for me real quick. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so we're talking about the assault group. They make some great minis. They do. Their Japanese are really, really good. Great sculpts. They're metal. Um, they do Marines too, but I think their Japs are their best mini line. They do Vietnam stuff too. Their Vietnam stuff looks pretty good too. It is, that it's true, man. You know, when you have so much stuff, right? And when it actually gets finished, it makes you feel good that you're accomplishing something. I mean, it's hard, dude. I mean, just this hobby. I mean, it's not like you just plug it into your TV and you push start and you're going. You got to do a lot of legwork before you even you know get a game going. You have to have scenery. You got to have buy armies. You got to paint them. You don't have to, but I think most people paint their stuff. And yeah, it's 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 not quick. And a lot of times, if you got if you're playing like army games, it takes a while to get that shit done. Oh, Alpha Legion, very cool. Yeah, I mean, when that 30K came out, like the Horus stuff, I was playing like I played Warhammer back when in Rogue Trader, like the first edition, and we were playing the Horus Heresy out like when it was first created, right? And I remember playing. Well, I think I might have played Alpha Legion. Are those the guys that broke to Slanesh? I think they're the Slanesh guys. I think that's who I played. I played the Slanesh chapter, the big one that turned into the Slanesh guys, the Sound Marines, and all that. And but back then they weren't like chaos. They were like just trader marine units. So they would just be colored like a different, It wasn't until really I mean right before second edition they started to come out with like the books of chaos, and they had like they were been tainted and they're like all twisted. Oh, Emperor's Children, that's it. That's right. It was Emperor's Children. Those were the Slanesh guys, yeah. Who were Alpha Legion? Were those Zinch? No, Zinch was it Zinch? Who who's the patron of the Alpha Legion? It's been so long, man. Yeah, but we were playing the Horus Heresy out during like we had Adeptus Titanicus. It's kind of like their first go at Epic.
Hey, do you
Hey.
know where that machine parts book I gave you for work is?
No, I gave it back to you.
What is your
Yeah. Alpha Legion. Alpha Legion. No, who are the Zinch guys? The Thousand Sons were Zinch, I think, isn't it? Yeah, that's true. So like the subtleness of like the chaos taint, like what the word bearers were like, they thought, they were doing right to the emperor. I don't know. Yeah, it was cool. It was like how they were all kind of tainted and like duped into kind of fighting for the chaos gods. I mean, I think the story has changed because I mean they've come out with not since then. I mean, we were, the only Horus Heresy stuff that we had access to story wise was like from the like White Dwarf and like the stories in Adeptus Titanicus, and their articles are written in White Dwarf. But now, I mean, they got fucking like novels, like a whole series of novels of like the Horus Heresy. So I don't even know what the story of it is now. But yeah, we played. We had the battle of. There was a chit and counter game called. God, what was that called? Like the Assault on Earth or the Battle of Armageddon, or I can't remember what it was, but it replayed the actual assault, the Chaos Assault on Earth, and like a hex encounter. And it was a lot of fun. We had that. We were like using that. Like we played out a campaign of like 40K of Rogue Trader, and then Adeptus Titanicus. They had Space Fleet. We had Space Fleet. And then we used yeah, that was a lot of fun, man. That was really cool. It was like Epic, Adeptus Titanicus, but they did come out with I think it was later they came out with like little tanks and stuff. But Adeptus Titanicus was like big old mechs, like big old like the walkers, the walker, like the Reaver stuff. But I don't know if they were Reavers. Were they Reavers back then? I can't remember what it was. But yeah, we played the hell out of that, dude. When I was young, man, like in junior high and high school. I think it was junior high and high school. We played 40K like crazy, crazy. We played Rogue Trader like crazy, and we role played. We played D&D, like advanced D&D, and we played Twilight 2000. Holy shit, we went crazy for that too. But yeah, it was like just I had a group of guys. There was like I think there was like 4 of us, including me, and I worked at a comic book shop too when I was 15. It was like my first job, and I got discount. I got employee discount, and we were buying. My fucking paycheck just went right back to my boss. But yeah, we were playing just every weekend. Our girlfriends got involved and started playing, and then we lost our girlfriends because we're playing so much. Yeah, man, those are good times. Good times. I have to admit, man, this hobby, and I've talked about it before, but through all the ups and downs of my life, and there's been quite a few, I've always found myself back at the gaming table and making friends and having great times and just, you know, it's wild, man. It's just to think that I'm 40 years in this hobby, and I'm still having a blast, man. I'm meeting more people. You know, we're doing game. You know, I wish I could game more, but you know, I'm getting some gaming in. Just meeting all you guys, hanging out, us bullshitting, getting to know each other. It's a lot of fun, man. And for the most part, it's been pretty positive. You know, there's always been some ass clowns that show up, you know, from time to time, but you know, they don't last long. They shoot themselves in the foot. They either grow up or they're gone. They're not in it too long. But yeah, it's been a really a fun ride. Good old times. It's true. It is true. It's crazy. You're a young pup though, man. Matt, you ain't got too many years on you. You got all sorts of time to go crazy, keeping it weird. Man, someday, you know, hopefully, we'll have some grandkids to like, hey, let's go to grandpa's house. We'll play with his toy soldiers. Oh man. I hope that's a long. I don't know. My daughter's 16 and my other daughter's 23. So I don't know. Might have some kids here in the next 5 years or so. My 16-year-old better wait for a long time. No rush for any of that real life stuff. Be a kid as long as you can, man, because woo, being an adult is not always fun. Oh, that's cool. So your wife taught you how to play, huh? That's awesome, man. She's adorable, dude. I love her to death. You guys make a great couple, man. I love watching your videos. It's a lot of fun. You got a nice crew. You got a couple other buddies that come in and play with you every once in a while too. That's pretty cool. So, honest opinion, do she's 5, huh? She's great, dude. She's beautiful. Um, are you gonna keep playing Dust? Are you still have the vibe? Is it still resonating with you, or is it starting to get a little cool? I know how you know you dive hard into a game or you know or a project or whatever, and you make it and you work on it for hardcore for a while, and you get burnout, right? And it's good to have those other games to fall on. But do you think you guys will keep playing Dust or? Yeah. Oh, so the around you it's starting to kind of slow down. You know that's unfortunate. Hell, man. You know what you ought to do? You ought to like, hey, if you're not playing with that stuff anymore, send it my way. You know, you're like, hey, I'll take that off your hands for you. There's no reason for you that to clutter your home when I can take it to my home. But yeah, the prices on eBay have become, it's gotten to like collector prices. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Like the newer stuff are collector prices, but like the old um, what is it? Fantasy Flight or whatever it was. The big craziness. that stuff seems to be not too bad. It's about 30-40 bucks a box set, or of troops. Well, I guess vehicles go a little bit higher, but yeah, but like the new stuff, like the Cthulhu stuff, and the like the the mercenary girls, man, those things are expensive, big time, big time. Dude, they are nuts here. It is expensive. Oh, that's cool. There's a tournament in Luxembourg, huh? Oh, that's cool. Luxembourg, huh? That's so cool, man. It's like, a lot of Americans don't do a lot of traveling, right? We don't, like in Europe, everybody has passports in Europe, but not in the States, man. A lot of people don't. Most people probably don't. And the reason why, man, is like America is massive. And it's like we got 50 states, and we do a lot of traveling in the states. There's like just in Texas alone, we got almost every kind of environment on the planet. We got every environment except like Arctic. We got swamps, we got mountains, we got deserts, we got coastal, we've got plains, we got it all. But so we when we travel, there's a lot of stuff going on in the states, and we don't go abroad much, or at least I don't. But yeah, it's cool to think about. Like in Europe, you guys just take a train to Luxembourg or Germany, or head on over to Italy or Spain, or go to you guys are when you guys go on vacation, you guys are going to different countries. And like in the states, we normally go to other like states, or we'll hit Mexico or something, or Hawaii or something like that. No one goes to Canada for vacation. We love the Canadians though, but Mexico is a big tourist spot down there. I was gonna say the U.S. dollar, goes a long way in Mexico, and it does. But in the tourist areas, it's they adjust the prices for American currency. Yeah, I know where Luxembourg is. Come on, man. Come on, man. But it's pretty cool. So the European, so is gaming like table? I know the Germans are big into like board games. I know that's a big thing in Germany, are board games. But have you found that is wargaming all over Europe? I mean, is it like, is it up in Norway? Is it down in Sicily? Is it all around, or is it just like certain areas maybe? I know down in Mexico, there's no wargaming in Mexico. That's not what they do down there. Um, there's stuff up in there's definitely gaming up in Canada, but I haven't seen much about in South America gaming wise. In the Caribbean, I haven't really seen much in that area. But I'm just curious. In general, is Europe pretty well responsive to like wargaming? It's true. There are gamers everywhere. That's true. I'm generalizing there. I agree. I agree. I've seen some like videos, some channels of guys like big 40K guys that are in oh my god, like not I think it's Sicily, not Sicily. Where were they playing? There was a big tournament like in I think it was Sicily. There was a huge like 40K tournament in Sicily, and they like invited a bunch of like the British guys to come and play in it or whatever. It was a couple years ago. I can't remember. That's kind of neat. So, Matt. So, looking at your pictures, are those Commonwealth? Are they British? Are they, what army is that? Is it just? I guess it can be whoever. If it's a Commonwealth, it could be pretty much any Commonwealth country. I couldn't tell the other army. Was the other army American? If your wife ever wanted to play like some 40K, she could probably be Emperor's children because her aren't her tanks kind of like her mechs, aren't they kind of like purple and pink and stuff? They would make good like proxy vehicles for uh for that chapter. Oh, you got French art. Is it like free French, like late war French, or is it early war French? Oh, she makes orcs. Oh, I can. Oh, I'd love to see her orc armor. I bet you it's great. In my experience, I think women have been drawn to the orcs. Like I remember in second edition, I stopped playing after second edition. But in second edition, it's like their weapons are devastating if they work. If it doesn't blow up in their face, it's pretty devastating. I remember the was it the rocket commandos or they had the jetpacks on their back. I mean, those things would be blowing up midair all the time, dude, and they'd be like flying around and crashing into shit. It was great. But yeah, if their weapons work, like their minders, if they're like, was it the warp weird boys or whatever? If they didn't like blow their mind, their powers were pretty awesome. But yeah, the orcs were always fun to fight against because you didn't know what the hell was going on. It was fun. I remember they had a rule in I think it was second edition or Rogue Trader where the orcs battle wagon, right? That's kind of like their big APC looking truck thing or whatever. It didn't have a passenger complement because what the rules said is like as many models as you can physically place on your battle wagon is how many troops it can transport. And if any troops fall off of it, like when you move it in the game, they take damage and shit. It's shit like that. It's really funny. Oh, early French, cool. Yeah, I plan on doing like my weird war. The French are going to be a little bit more. In World War II, the French actually invaded Germany. During they actually occupied some German cities on the border there for just a short period of time. But I'm not going to make the. I'm gonna kind of rewrite the French historically, like in a weird war fashion, where their leadership isn't so weak, and they're gonna back the Poles. The Brits are gonna be out of play when we get to that time period, but the Brits are gonna be out of play, so the BEF ain't gonna be around. But then the French realize the danger of the Germans, and when Poland gets invaded, the French stand up and they help the Poles. So it's going to be a hell of a lot more like hard for the Germans to really get going their blitzkrieg because the Poles and the French are fully committed to stopping the war machine. They're not going to do the static tactics with the Maginot Line. They're going to actually like get their armor forces in play and their cavalry, and so it should be fun. It should be a cool like little weird war, um, little mix. But for me to do that, I gotta get a substantial like early war French collection, and I'm really eyeing the I'm eyeing the artisan design early French. And I plan on like we're still in 1937, so we got a ways to get there. But I plan on playing out like French colonial Africa with the French and their colonial troops fighting against the Italians. I really want to delve into the colonial armies too, because there is a lot of fantastic like, and just in real life, there is some fantastic like almost pulp level like espionage and like craziness going down in like Central Africa during the early or the during the late 30s, mid 30s, against the Italians and the French. And I'd really like to kind of delve into that a little bit and kind of give me a chance to buy some different armies. I really want to find like French colonial troops. Those would be cool. Paint up and stuff. So I need to get like some French armor, Somus, the Panhards, and all that cool shit. It'll be Somus up against like 38 Ts and 35 Ts and stuff like that. That'd be cool. And I really want to get like the French Foreign Legion involved. I might even have during the war the French were kind of they were scared that the Germans were going to invade through like like through Tunisia or go through Tunisia to get to southern France and stuff. And so, but I might even do that. That might be interesting. Like I don't know. Lots of cool stuff. Do some historical reading, and if you're wanting to go down the weird path, could definitely start it off early, man. Got the French massive army, the Brits decent army, the Poles were badass, man. They just got left behind, dude. They got squished by the Soviets and the damn Germans, and the French and the Brits just didn't commit like they said they would. They could, there was problems. It's not that they didn't want to; they just really couldn't mobilize, couldn't get all the shit together to get over there and deal with it. And it was over before they had a chance. I'd like to. I think in my weird war, I'm gonna have the Dutch try to fight a little bit more than what they did. I think I'm gonna give the Dutch like a superhero team, kind of like the Avengers. So and their army, their military is still going to be the size that it was in reality, but they're going to have this like superhero team that are like really badass. There's like 4 or 5 of them that are like OP, and that's going to really blunt the Germans' advances. So I think that'd be kind of cool. Lots to do, lots of ideas, lots of cool ways to alter or delete historical events to make your weird war weird. All right, guys. Well, I think it's about 4. I need to start thinking about making dinner for the family and all that jazz. But hey, I want to say thanks for Matt and Nerd and Tiki, all you guys coming out, hanging out with me. It was great to have you guys around. You guys are always welcome. to any of the sites and the channel. You guys are great friends of the channel, so we totally appreciate it. And again, if you guys have anything to plug, like projects or events, or want to show off your stuff, feel free on any of the links below. Okay. All right, Matt, you the man. You know what it's like. And give my love to the family, all you guys. You guys have a great weekend. If I don't see you, during the weekend, but whatever you do, keep it crazy. All right, guys, take it easy.